clash of the helmets, the roar of the crowd raises the hair on your neck. It's the hometown pride for Gridiron Gladiators. This is indoor football. This is your Salina Liberty.
We have waited all week, but now it's Liberty time. It's the Coach Heron O'Neal Show, brought to you from AJ's Sports Bar and Grill in the Alley by St. John's Military School Historical Museum and Brooks Liquor. You can watch the Coach O Show live at salinapost.com. Now ready to talk everything Liberty football, here's Devin Haney and Coach Heron O'Neal.
Well, Devin Haney, I am not. So, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I am Chris Cadle, normally the voice from the sidelines with our Liberty. Today I'm going to be filling in for Devin Haney. So, basically, we'll get into it. And what a great time after a bye week, Coach. Welcome to the show. This man needs little introduction, the Hall of Famer coach, Mr. Heron O'Neal. So, Coach, I kind of want to get into talking a little bit later about the win 2 weeks ago, and then, of course, this battle coming up this Saturday. But first, I just kind of wanted to get a feel of how the bye week went. You had a little bit of time off, so did you get a chance to, for one, get some rest up and get ready and watch those other teams struggle through the first round?
I think the key thing you just said is watch those other teams. We did enjoy Friday, Saturday, but we worked Monday through Thursday. We had our practices like we usually have them. We had our meetings like we usually have them. But Friday we did get a chance to go to the River Fest.
Oh, okay, good.
As a unit, as a team, to sign some autographs, see some different things out that way. That was my first time experiencing that. And then Saturday we had a golf outing for St. John Military School, a fundraiser for them. So it was a very long Friday, Saturday for me. So Sunday I just kind of unwound a little bit and then, watched a lot of film. That's when I caught up on most of my film and watched the current games of what happened in the playoffs and things of that nature. We had a couple owners that had some watch parties and things of the different games. So we got a firsthand look at that. But Sunday, Coach Martinez and I got back to work and got the things that we needed to get done so we could be prepared for Monday's meetings that we just had today. And looking forward to our players coming back strong with basically they didn't have a week off, but coming back strong, ready to go. Hopefully we pressing the right buttons to get them playing at their optimal level for these playoffs.
And that's really all you can do, work at it and watch the other team. We were actually glad to be here at AJ's.
Absolutely.
Great place for pizza and beer. So if you get a chance, you can come on down and join us. We're going to be here for the next hour, talking for a little while with Coach. And then, of course, coming up later, we've got the man Shaq Bradford. So we're going to chat a little bit with him. Being a little bit different, my man Devin, he's got the stats, and he's tell you what, he could throw down just about anything. But I'm more of a man of the fans, and I see on the sideline. And I've watched this year as the crowd has gotten involved and over again. And I see you on the sidelines. You're over there. You're throwing the hands up, and you're telling them, come on, raise it up. And they listen, and they respect that, and they get louder. So as I call him the ninth player on the field. So as that player, how does that affect the players on the field when they're there, not only at home, but when they go somewhere else and it's other fans, doing the opposite? I don't know if anybody's as loud as Salina.
No, not as loud. The Salina fans, what it does for our ball players is it brings that extra juice, that it factor to focus in, Jaime, and understand. We only do it when we're on defense. We don't do it on offense. Yeah. We want it quiet so we can all communicate that we do. But defensively, when we do that, you'll see a lot of false starts. You'll see a lot of mishaps from the opposing offenses. So I remember the first time I did it here, everybody was looking at me like something was wrong. But now, like you said, with this being our third, fourth year being here, they understand when they get loud, and you do a great job as well as Dan did a great job, getting that crowd pumped up. Cash does a great job playing the music in between, especially on defense, to get the crowd pumped up and enthused to be a factor in the ball game. Now, on the road, what I can only speak for what it does for me. It makes me home in even more and focus even more on what my job and my task is, that I don't get into all the fan stuff and all that stuff on the road because you can get yourself in trouble. So I kind of tune that stuff out, but it makes me home in a little bit more to get our team ready to go, focus up a little bit, and do what we need to do on that football field.
Well, that's a good way to look at it. Now, again, I don't know if they're as loud as they are here in Salina anywhere else, which I've been told that we're pretty loud here. It started off with some people yelling and you raising your hands, but now they've gotten the noisemakers. They've gotten I'm not even sure what they're called, but they've got some loud stuff right behind
Absolutely.
me, I guarantee it. And as much as I want to be like, please let me go with it, I got to let them roll because, man, I love it. And the guy in front of him might not love it, but they're still involved because, you know what, whatever they can do to help out the Liberty. So.
Exactly, and that's what we need is our fans to come out. We need another 500 to 600 fans. Now it's playoff time. I just told our players to step their game up.
Yeah.
Now I'm asking the city of Salina to step their game up. Come
There you
on
go.
out, support us. If you haven't seen us, this will be a great game to do it. We're going up against a great Billings Outlaw team that has ex-NFL players littered across their roster. They have a future Hall of Famer at quarterback. As soon as he retires, he'll be a first ballot Hall of Famer in McCollum.
Charles McCallum, right?
Yes.
McCollum, yes.
And he's got every record in the IFL, and I've been going against him since, 2009. So it'll be a great football game. Our team is ready to go, but what we need is those fans. We need an influx of 500 or 600 people to come to this game and make it even louder than what it usually be.
That's a good way to put it because I've said it since the beginning. The best way to gauge your fan base is looking at the first game, last game of the season. That's when everybody's going to show up. In between, people have things going on, and especially during the summer. But the first game, I'm not even sure what the numbers were, but it was full and it was loud. So I'm imagining this Saturday, if we can get that many people in there again, that'll help all the more. So, and this is kind of leads us into what you touched on a little bit earlier is you guys have really gotten out into the community this year. I've seen all the businesses you guys have gotten in touch with. You're out meeting and greeting. We're doing a meet and greet here tonight afterwards. So, again, another reason to get down here to AJ's tonight. They're going to have a few of the players here. You get to meet and greet with them. But you not only do that here, you go out and you promote the businesses. The people who are, just giving you a paycheck, you guys are actually going out and being involved with these places. So how do you feel like that has helped you to solidify your spot here in Salina?
Well, I think once they seen the product that we put forth on that field, what our owners trust me with as far as getting the different players, the owners put their money where their mouth was.
Yeah.
If you look at this production of just this show, it shows growth.
Yeah.
I remember my first game in Salina.
Come a long way.
Yes, and I remember my last game in Salina coaching. So it's come a very long way, but I still say there's an influx of, like I say, I'm going to keep saying it, 500 to 600 people that really don't know much about us.
Yeah.
Things like this is going to help. Having a meet and greet later at 6:30 tonight here at the Alley is going to help. But doing the different public appearances, they do help. Having, the things that we do at the Blind Pig, that we eat there twice a week, and then we have our after game party there. And those things, I've seen that grow.
I'm just saying, they get off the chain. So if you get a chance, get down there. Check out the after party. I do shout it out afterwards. I just don't know how many people there, so I'm like, you better go check it out.
Yes,
so
and it's grown, and that's the thing that – a lot of people ask me. Yes, tailgating for this weekend.
I remember when it was just 5 people, like 3 to 5 people, and now you look out there and they're starting to fill it up. So,
and the food is amazing. They had crawfish last time, andouille sausages, and all kind of chicken and different things that they had out there. I enjoyed that as well. I think we played Topeka.
Yeah.
There was that game. I stuck myself out there and got me a plate as well.
I think I saw it, yes, because that was last night. I missed the last game when you guys played, but I remember seeing you coming in with a plate, and I'm like, we're allowed to go out there?
Oh, yes.
Oh, I wasn't even thinking,
It's like, what do they call it, Buffalo Bills Mafia?
Oh, there you go.
How they do it, I'm one of them.
There you go.
I've ingratiated myself in this community. Coach Martinez has already done that. He's a social butterfly. Exactly.
You can't drive down the street without seeing this man running.
Exactly. And everywhere. He knows everybody. So, the growth of what we've done from year one to now, it's been great, but I know we still have a little piece left to go. And I think just continue to win ball games, continue to have a great ownership group like we have, a great general manager like Coach Flax leading the way. It's nothing but bright things ahead for us.
I can see that happening. And with this weekend, the playoff game, no matter how it goes, I know you've got the diehard fans. and you've always got some people who will be, on the bandwagon or off the bandwagon. That's just life in sports in general.
Absolutely.
But I feel like that fan base that you guys have started has grown, and that has really, really grown since you took over.
Yes.
And the new ownership and is really flipped around. So you guys are definitely doing the right thing. That
Absolutely.
is for sure. Trying to touch on a few different things, but I believe it is just about that time for us to take a short little break, and then we can get back into the bones, as I like to say, of the upcoming playoff game. Yes.
Yeah.
We'll talk a little bit about, the last game against Southwest. I almost said Dodge. In Dodge against Southwest Kansas, and then, of course, the win a couple weeks ago with the Tropics. So either way, I think you guys are getting ready for Billings. So we'll take a quick little break here, and then we'll be back here at AJ's in the Alley, downtown Salina, with Coach Heron and the Coach Heron O'Neal Show.
Visit us at www.sjmshm.org. Find us on Facebook or call the office today at 785-404-2333 for more information or to book an appointment.
K4 Trailer, RV and truck accessories in Salina has been selling every type of trailer and customizing the baddest trucks in central Kansas for 24 years. Now, K4 is your local dealer for the fastest growing equipment trailer company known as Iron Bull. Plus, Sundowner's newest line of toy haulers, Blazer. K4 is one of the largest stocking trailer dealers in Kansas. K4 also services what they sell and will help you hitch and go. K4 Trailer, RV and truck accessories on West State Street in Salina and K4 TrailerSales.com.
Summer travel can damage and destroy your tires. Commercial Tire Centers encourages you to check for proper inflation. Underinflation or overinflation, along with the extreme Kansas heat, can cause a blowout, damage to your vehicle, and even cause accidents. Make sure your passenger car, truck, RV, and trailer tires are all ready to hit the road when you visit Commercial Tire. We'll even check your spare tire. Commercial Tire Centers, West Crawford and North 9th in Salina.
Commercial Tire Centers, where service is everything.
And now back to the Coach O Show with Devin Haney and Coach Heron O'Neal.
All right, and we are back downtown Salina at AJ's. There we go. Getting the mics adjusted here because, as I said, I'm filling in for Devin Haney, but not filling his shoes. So glad to be back here with Heron O'Neal, and we are going to get into the bones of the game here. So, Coach, it's playoffs. It is playoffs. June 18th, Tony's Pizza Event Center, Liberty versus Billings Outlaws, and we're 1-1 with these guys. We have went up there. They took us out. It was 42-34, and then they came down here. A little bit of change, player changes in between, and we took them out 34-19. How do you feel with all the player shifts going in this weekend? Do you feel like being at home, we are holding that advantage this year?
I won't say an advantage or anything because I got to give respect to Billings because they are a great football team. They have a lot of champions on that football team leading the way. And Claude Davis is a guy that probably the best defensive end in this league. Denarius playing linebacker, probably one of the best linebackers in this league. And then you look at, like I said, Charles McCullum, Laughing House at receiver. They have studs, Jackson at tackle. I mean, they have guys all over the place that have played in the NFL. They've played for championships. They've won championships. So this is not going to be easy. That's what I've been telling our ball players. They know because we went up there and we did take that L, and we got a little bit lucky when we played them here with some special teams luck and some things that we created defensively. But not happy with what we did the last time we played them, not scoring an offensive touchdown until 4 minutes left to go in the game. So if we do that in this game, we'll get blown out. We'll get ran out of the building. So this is not going to be easy. And that was the tone I tried to set today at the league, not the league, but at the meeting that we had today to talk to our ball players and let them understand that they're not coming up here just to play around. And they had us dead in the water. Autry made a big play. Tron made a big play, and it changed the whole momentum of it. But we have to be fundamentally better than what we were the last time we played against them. and we have to be better in a lot of different areas.
Well, you've definitely got a lot of tools in the offense this season going right now, especially coming back with Tracy Brooks coming back, Trey Griffin, Anthony Love, and then, of course, the new quarterback, and I'm going to say this, Javin. Like, I remember they got me this before because I said Javin, and I'm like, no, Javin. That sounds so much cooler. Javin Kilgo. So how you feeling about Javin right now going in? I mean, pretty confident. He seemed like he's
Well, he's a guy that we went after October 1st. I've been talking with him for a while. Been a fan of him for, about a year or so. Understanding what he brings to the table. He's played football and won different league championships, but he wasn't QB1. But the people that he studied under, Kent, as well as Davis down there in Amarillo.
Oh, yeah.
Not Amarillo, Duke City.
Okay.
So understanding what he did there, those 2 years he got a chance to go underneath two great quarterbacks that, those are some of the greatest to ever play. And, in my opinion, Nate Davis is the greatest quarterback that still plays indoor football. He's banged up and hurt right now at Duke City, but, I think the world of him. But you can see a lot of his game now in Javin. Javin he took his time down there, he learned the game, and he's incorporated a lot of different things that those great quarterbacks have, and now he's reinvented himself. He's finally got an opportunity. We gave him that opportunity to come here to be a cog in what we're trying to do here, and he's taken that and he's run with it. And the way that he leads, it's a silent confidence, but when he speaks, it's like E.F. Hutton, everybody listens. So I'm definitely happy to have him.
Well, that's definitely a strong thing to have in a player, especially a quarterback, a team leader, so to speak. So, and you've got a lot of heart already. Like I said, we've talked a little bit about Tracy. We're going to get with Shaq later on. Man's got a lot of heart, a lot of skill. So I feel like the heart inside the Liberty this season is greater than I've seen it before. So with that, your talent, your let me see. I was trying to think of Trey Griffin and Anthony Love.
Oh, yeah, the rookies that
with
we
their
brought
reception,
in.
they're the rookies, and you guys have built them up all the way. And so now you got a chance with Javin to build him into a Tyree Adams, something to that level. And so, do you feel you're going to get him there?
Well, that's the plan. We always want to put our players in the best situation to, number one, win games for the Salina Liberty. That's what you come here for. That's what I'm here for. But the other hand is helping them to get to that next level. And, the contacts that I have, the contacts that Coach Martinez have, as well as the various agents that we work with, is how we do it. Tyree was the 64th player that I've moved up to higher leagues,
Nice.
NFL, CFL, XFL, AAF, and all of that type stuff. So I'm expecting and hoping that we have at least 4 to 5 more that's on this very team that their story can be told as well. Speaking of Tyree, he is trying to get down here for this game. I talked with him a couple of days ago. He's trying to see they'll be on a bye week.
Okay.
So hopefully maybe he can figure everything out and
he would be well
get
received.
his butt down here and we get him introduced and everything and say officially Ottawa Red Black quarterback Tyree Adams. That would be so huge for us and extra tease or so for this game coming up. But he is looking into that, and I hope he can get that done.
It says a lot about your coaching staff, and you as a coach in general that you put that many players forward. And I see several of our team now. I actually read the other day that there's several of them looking at going into the XFL next year, trying out. And so I wouldn't be surprised if we –
Not at all.
And I hate to lose any good players, but to lose them to progressing up, you can't beat that.
And that's what I came into this coaching thing to do.
Yeah.
It's like I put it on my Facebook. It's not just about winning games. It's not about just winning championships. It's those guys that do move up. It helps you to get the next guys that's going to move up. But it's so many people that have not had the exposure that they need. They have the playing ability and everything that they need. They just haven't had the exposure, and they haven't had a coach to speak for them. And that's what I do here. And that's what Coach Martinez does here. We speak up on the ball players that are deserving of it to play at that next level. And I feel, like I said, I feel that we have at least, 5 or so that can play at that next level. that are at those age requirements in which these scouts are looking for. And we have some very powerful agents that we're working with, and very thankful that they work with us and promoting their ball players to that next level.
Oh, well, hopefully we can keep those agents, and they'll keep us with, as they move on, we'll keep the good players coming in. So
absolutely.
Speaking to the coaching abilities, I have noticed as a fan, with one of the best seats in the house, tell you the truth, right there on the sideline, I have been amazed at how you guys have been that team that adapts so easily. So what I mean by that is you come into a game, the first half, you guys are down. You see different ways you're playing, and then you go into that locker room. You come out, second half, it's like you're a brand new team. You've adapted to everything you need to for the other team, and that could be the people who've been watching the tapes and learning where they're going. But a lot of it comes from inspiration in the locker room. So who is it that normally does that speech or the talk in the locker room? Is it you? Is it Coach Martinez? Is it a player sometimes? Is it more of a time to just sit and reflect and
to me
get yelled at maybe?
It's not really a talk.
Okay.
It's more so, here are the corrections. This is what we need to do. This is how we get it done.
Yeah.
So if you say who does that, I would say Coach Martinez does that. Offensively, defensively, I do it. But none of it would be able to be done if we didn't have, our eyes in the sky. Dylan, Medicina, Coach Martinez, eyes in the skies, and then Coach Cavanaugh on the sideline. We all come together collectively, and we make the adjustments together. I don't just, pull it out my butt, so to say. We actually
in the last
sit there.
game. So in the last game, didn't we have some issues with that? So maybe you were doing some pulling a little bit, but that's done and over with, right?
Well, I hope
fixed.
I hope I never
I think I
ever
heard
have
the
to
owners
do
talking
that again.
about it getting fixed and
that was
costing
bad. And like I told Coach, it was like I was standing out there by myself and everybody was looking at me. So that was not fun for me at all. It was very uncomfortable, and we did get it rectified. We did get the other thing, the equipment that we need to move forward there. But
you'll have your eyes in the sky back.
Absolutely. But it showed me and gave more found respect for what they do for me and what they do for this organization. And they don't get a lot of shine. But those three guys right there helped me out so much. And it specifically on what you're speaking on is the adjustments at halftime. I can only see so much. But when you have different sets of eyes that can see and understand what's going on to help you make these different adjustments, it's priceless. So I'm definitely thankful for the coaching staff that I have, and, definitely ready to go here this next Saturday.
Well, I think you're ready to go this Saturday too.
Yes, I'm ready to roll.
A little bit about the Billings defense. Now, they have one of the best defenses in the league right now. Denarius Antoine, he's got several sacks. He's got some interceptions. He's pretty rough guy. Are you guys feeling pretty confident that you got their defense down?
Well, I'm not going to say we have their defense down.
Maybe not down, but
I would say,
ready for it?
Say that we understand what they're trying to bring to the table and the physicality in which they bring it up front. Denarius at linebacker, those DBs flying all over the place. Brashawn, my son, out there doing his thing. They are ready, and Coach Theo, that he used to be here, he coached with me also in 2010 when we won a championship in Billings. He has those guys playing great football, understanding the scheme in which he's trying to implement, and they're executing at a very high rate right now. So we have a lot of work to do. Just like I told my team today, it's not going to be easy. We're going to need all hands on deck. All of our coaches need to step their games up. And it's good to see that some of them have already, that took that extra steps to help us out and do what we need to do as a coaching staff to have our team ready to go. But our players understand exactly what the task is, and they know what they need to do to get it done. Well,
from the looks of everything and from the sounds of everything, I think you guys are ready for this Saturday. And to tell you the truth, it's going to be amazing to sit back and watch, and I'm hoping that we can get the 500 to 600 fans that you're asking for. So, again, we're looking to you guys, the fans, to get out here and support, because Salina Liberty's not going anywhere, right? I mean, you guys have already got plans for next season, season after that, and it's been something that has been tough to overcome. Different things going on in the past, that different teams, we won't even go into all that, but because we don't want to really care about any of that. What we care about is right here, the Salina Liberty. And you guys, number 2 seed right now?
Yep.
So Sioux City.
Is number 1 seed. Yes.
So are we looking maybe, just maybe, a game between Sioux City here? Are we looking at that, you think?
My total focus is on Billings. I'm not worried about
There you
Sioux
go.
City, Omaha.
That was what I wanted to hear
or
right
anything
there.
like that. I'm focused on Billings, and Billings is going to be
There you go.
a tough team to play. My team is aware of it. My coaching staff is aware of it. And as you can see, I'm ready to go right now.
Well, I think Billings is going to come down here. It's going to be a good game, and you want the other team at the top. That way you get a full, feeling of what your guys can do.
Absolutely.
And that's the whole point of this, is to push yourself to get better. The Liberty have come so far. And so hopefully we can get everybody out there, like I said, and get them screaming and yelling. When it comes to your offense right now, what would you say is your biggest, thing you've overcome this season other than Tracy and a quarterback?
Well,
So those are the two obvious things.
That's a quick
But
gloss
truthfully,
over
everything else.
of an MVP ball player that led the
There we
league
go.
the last 2 years in rushing as well as rushing touchdowns, as well as Tyree, who signed and made a CFL roster. That's easy to just gloss over for the fans, but that was a very tough 55 days for Coach and I.
bet it
So I
was.
can't just gloss over it. But the mentality of the team, I got to give credit to the guys that we brought in, the D-Trays, the Autries of the world that brought that leadership that we needed, because like he said it, D-Tray said it in the meeting, a weaker team would have faltered, and we didn't. It also comes back to our ownership group who didn't falter. They didn't wave a link. But they didn't give us no excuses either.
Yeah.
Because like my father always says, excuses satisfy those who make them, and I don't
Love
make
that
them.
one.
So
I wrote that down the first time I heard you say it. It is now on my wall at work. I put it right there. I'm like, I love that.
yes.
Love it.
So I mean, it's a lot of things that we had to get over and move forward, and some things that we're still trying to get over. But our job as coaches is to mask those weaknesses and highlight our strengths, and that's what I think we do a pretty good job of here in Salina. And with people like yourself, Devin, guys that can help us out on all levels, I think that's what we do a great job of.
Well, I have noticed all the way this season especially how much louder each time with the fans. So I think at this playoff game, we fill that room. They're not going to be able to hear anything coming, and they're not going to see you guys coming. That is for sure. So
and that's what we're looking for. Come on out and support us here. It's a great game. It's a playoff game. It's a game the winner goes to the national championship. So come on down and enjoy yourself and be loud when we're on defense.
Well, hopefully we can get you all down there. It is this Saturday. Liberty takes on the Outlaws, and kickoff 6:35.
6:35.
6:35. You can get your tickets, Tony'sPizzaVincenter.com, or get down there to the box office. We are going to take these guys on, and we are going to move on to the 25th. We're not worried about that. We're only worried about the 18th right now. But as a fan, I'm saying we're going to get on to the 25th, and we're going to take this championship. I speak too soon. Coach here won't say it. I'm going to say it, but I would like to see it happen. So you guys are doing a great job this season. I appreciate you coming on today
All right.
and
Thanks
talking
again for
to
having
us.
me.
And once again, we're going to take a short break for the news, and then we'll be back here downtown Salina at AJ's in the Alley. And once again, brought to you by St. John's Military School Historical Museum. Almost forgot to throw that in there. Love the place. And Brooks Liquor.
And now here's Devin Haney with your Liberty Player Profile, brought to you by AJ's in the Alley, St. John's Military School Historical Museum, and Brooks Liquor.
Welcome back to AJ's in the Alley, downtown Salina. I am Chris Cadle, and with me now is my man, Shaquille Bradford, a.k.a. Shaq.
What it do, baby?
The man. Now, number 94, defensive line. We are, for one, thank you for coming on the show today.
No worries.
I have enjoyed watching you play, my friend.
Appreciate it.
It has been, I have one of the best seats on the house as the guy on the sideline, talking and getting the crowd hyped. I get to see sometimes, well, several times now, you blocking a kick right in front of me. And a lot of people don't get that good of a view. So, once again, thanks for being on here today. But in going online, I didn't find a whole lot about you, but I have been told big praise. Let me see here. NAIA defensive player 2 times in a row.
Yes,
The only player to get 42 sacks in 1 year.
2
Is that
years.
2 years? In the
Yep.
2 years. 42 sacks in 2 years? Whew, I don't want to be a quarterback on the other side of you. That is for sure. So where'd you get your start at, my man? I know you come from Kansas Wesleyan, been here about 4 years now, you said.
Yes, sir.
Where did you get your start in football?
Well, first I started playing flag in middle school.
I
didn't know anything about the game of football. The first position, if you believe it or not, I tried to play corner.
Oh, okay.
And I was 300 pounds at that time. So, yeah, that's how I got my first start. And then I got into high school.
Yep.
Freshman on varsity.
So have you always been defense?
Yeah, no. First I played center, and then I played defensive tackle, defensive end. But it was all flag, so it wasn't it really wasn't organized football.
Anybody
with
who's
pads,
definitely done that,
you feel me? So it was a little different coming from flag football going into my freshman year and putting on pads, and it was still everything was new. I didn't know what was a 2-eye and a 3-eye and like what type of shades to be in because I'm coming from flag football coming into padded football, and it was rough.
It's still rocket science to me.
Oh, 100%.
So
they told me they told
you
me
guys have a lot.
Exactly.
In fact, I have been told that there are written tests to be on the Liberty team. So this isn't just an easy cakewalk to be in with this group of people. So you guys have to actually pass written tests and go through the curriculum.
Yeah,
I know Coach Martinez keeps it
pretty
tough, but he's a fair guy. So
indeed.
Coming from flag into this, so you went to Kansas Wesleyan, and coming out of Wesleyan, did you get right into the CIF indoor football? What brought you into indoor football? Because it is a little bit different than regular football, and there's a little bit difference to learn. So what is it that attracted you to the indoor football?
Well, Coach Martinez had.
Of course.
Yeah,
Of course.
He was always there, through my 2 years at Kansas Wesleyan, just watching. Just not me, but just the whole, the Kyle family, Kyle football team. So, he was there, just scouting players and just being a fan of, the Salina Coyotes. And, he had some, and he really didn't talk to me during the season as much. It was more or less after the season where he really tried to, recruit me. And he got me in, and, at first I think things were kind of like, because they had Jake Lattimore, had Travis Taylor. They had a bunch of all-star dudes, on that D-line. So I think, it was kind of some hesitation there, but he brought me in, and, I had to make him proud, show him my talents and what I could do and bring to this team. I got the opportunity, and, it worked out.
I think you're definitely showing your worth, man. We've got 17 tackles this season, 3 sacks, an interception. Man, you're the man. And like I said, you've blocked at least 2. Yeah. Is there more? I don't know. I have to look on the stats on that. Again, this is where I need my man Devin Haney here because there's at least 2, if not 3, block punts this year.
Yeah.
And every time that kicker goes up, I'm looking for you. And I think every team that we have faced is looking for you to come in there too. So, man, just keep up that good work. So, coming in to the Liberty from straight into Liberty, so you've not played for any other teams. We've got this new, and you don't really know because it's the only coaching staff you've known and the only ownership, but how does it feel? Because it seems to me that looking at a lot of different teams, you've got an ownership and a coaching staff that truly cares about you guys as players and growing you. So how has that been for you playing with the Liberty?
It's been great, and it starts from the ownership down. They make sure, we have our meals when we have away games. We have the type of owners that, they come and they actually conversate you and they get to know the person, not only the player. And, you got to truly honor and respect that from our owners. And from our coaching staff, same thing. They're going to tell you what you need to know, not what you think you need to hear. They're going to tell you 100%.
They're not going to sugarcoat it.
But that's a championship coaching staff right there.
That's the way you do it.
I don't need anything sugarcoated. Tell me what I need to do and tell me what needs to be done. And that's how you win championships at the end of the day. And you see that, we've been there two out of the 3 years that, So
we're here in the playoffs again this year.
And,
so only one game away.
Yes, sir.
And like Coach said, we're not even worried about the game after that. We're worried about this game coming up.
Yes, sir.
So Billings Outlaws got one of the top-rated defenses. And, of course, they've got the man, Charles McCollum, on the other side. So are you ready to start chasing McCollum?
I'm ready to stop whatever they're trying to do.
There
as a team, I think that's what we're looking for. Whatever they're trying to do, we're trying to negate.
There you go.
So And they're a very talented football team. Everybody knows that. Great offense, great defense, great on special teams. And, we know it's going to be a hard-fought game. But if we control what we control, we should come out victorious at the end of the day.
There you go. That's the best way to say it, man. You can only expect what to expect, not the unexpected.
Exactly.
I don't know if that's a quote, but maybe somebody should write
should
that
make it
down
a quote.
sometime. We're
We should
going
make
to
it
put
a
it on a
quote.
T-shirt or something
Indeed.
right there. So Brett Mathis, that's their new kicker there. Have you studied anything about him, or do you guys
Well, me personally,
talking about that?
Yeah, me personally, I'm never really looking at the kicker. I'm looking at the person that I'm trying to take my angles at.
Gotcha.
So, we definitely been looking at all facets of the special teams, to see what we can excel at. So, we've definitely been looking at the kicker and everybody on that special teams unit.
Well, hopefully our crowd is going to be loud for you, man.
Oh, yeah.
So I was talking to the coach a little bit earlier about this. On this side of things, I deal a lot with the fans, and I've seen the love for this team grow exponentially over the last several years.
Yeah.
And you guys seem to get fired up when that crowd gets loud. So, I mean, what is it for you? What does it feel like for you when all of a sudden the rattles are going and they're stomping and that feeling? How does it make you feel? I want them to know this. So basically, kind of where I'm going with this is we're trying to promote these fans.
Mm-hmm.
The extra 500 that we're trying to get there anyway, on top of the many that are coming.
Exactly.
We're trying to give them the reasoning behind it. Why is it I'm telling them to get loud? Because how does it make you guys feel?
Of course, as a player, you always try to hype yourself up. When you hear, the fans that we have in that arena, it gives you just that, just that little bit of, initiative to go to make that play for them because, they spent their hard-earned money to come out and, not only see us play but to see us win.
Yeah.
And, and it doesn't only help us. When you get the false starts, it gets loud once all of them, it gets loud. And once we get those penalties and everything, it helps us, and it just builds more on our what we need to do in order to get that stop or get a turnover. It gives us a lot of energy and that we need.
That is definitely something that basically Coach kind of touched on too, is that energy.
Yeah.
And not only that energy, like you said, the false starts, the other team not being able to hear each other playing calls or calling plays.
Exactly.
And it's just the same as in the big, in the NFL or XFL or anywhere else. The fan is that extra oomph, I should say.
Just like the Seattle Seahawks, they got that 12th man, and you see how it affects other opponents when they come in. So.
Yeah. Are you a Seahawks fan?
Not exactly. I stopped going for teams. I'm just a football fan. I just like watching football.
There you go. That's what I say. I love it. I love it. Well, the Chiefs up here, I know they have one of the loudest stadiums, and people get really loud.
Yes,
I always lose my voice there, and I know a lot of people lose their voice right here at Tony's Pizza Event Center when they come down and watch you guys. So coming up this Saturday, we're going to take on the Outlaws. Anything that you've been doing specifically to prepare yourself mentally and physically for this game?
I just think mentally, the regular season is over with. I think we need to carry on what we did, but we need to elevate it 10 times more. You know what I mean? Because at this stage, it's win or go home.
Yeah.
Either you make the plays or you don't. And, it comes to a point where it's like, how many mistakes are you making?
There you go.
You just have to be mentally invested in this game. And, discipline is very, very big in these playoff games. And, we're just ready to take that next step. And Billings is that first step.
Well, Salina Liberty defense has done an amazing job this year keeping the points to a low.
Yes.
And Omaha at the last game, like I was talking to Coach the first time around, was 42 to – I have to look that one up again. 13, I believe, 14. Mm-hmm. And then we turned around and turned it 34-19 on them.
Yeah.
And since that point, we really have not been giving up a lot of points.
Yeah.
So have you guys finally found that mesh line to where you're just kind of reading and playing off each other so well, I guess, that you don't even really need to, communicate as much as it's more of a look between? I've noticed that a lot. You guys can look at each other and know what the other player's thinking almost.
Yeah, I think we take a lot of pride. We always go into the game. We want that offense to score 0 points.
Yeah.
So, at the end of the day, you really just got to look at the person that's, aside of you and behind you. And like you said, it's a look. Are we going to continue to let this happen?
Yeah.
And, we bend, but we don't break. I think we've adapted that mentality. And we understand that, defense wins championships. And we always say, you know, D-Trey and all of us, we say top D, and, you know, and believe it. So you can't say it and you don't back it up at the end of the day, right?
Yes,
so,
I was here. Coach
it.
was telling us a little bit about saying you couldn't quite say it all.
Yeah, I'm not going.
Yeah, we won't say it all. But as long as it's powering
you
you guys up, that is really what we're looking for. Because
sir.
you guys have been amazing this season. We've been through a lot of changes on the offense, a lot of obstacles that everybody's overcome, and defense has kind of held it together several times. And so this Saturday, coming up against one of, like I said, the top quarterbacks in the league, several good players, several good receivers, good running back on their team. So hopefully, I guess I would say, not really hopefully, but definitely you guys are ready to take
100%.
these guys on and bring it home for Salina anyway.
That's what we're here for.
See, confidence.
That's what we're here for.
Confidence in not only the players, the coaches, everybody knows that you're going to play at the top line, and that's something that you can't ever guarantee a win. You can't, you know, look at these guys and say, yeah, but I guarantee you're going to come to this game and you're going to see these guys give it 150%.
Oh, yeah, got to.
So, got several other people on the defense, man, but so far this year you have definitely put forth a lot of heart. I was telling the coach earlier that I see heart here, heart there. Truthfully, I feel like it's been from the whole
team.
Organization, the whole team, and
from
the coaches down, ownership down. The owner. Even right here, right now, we've got the owners lined up. We've got the general manager, Francis Flax. We got both coaches. They're all here to support. We're going to be doing a meet and greet right after. So a lot of the players are actually, as we look around, they're already showing up. Mm-hmm. You had to come in a little bit early to chat with us.
Sir.
But anything else, I guess, you've been here for 4 years, man. Are you planning on sticking around for a little while longer here?
As long as Salina wants.
Are we going to lose you to the XFL? Are you giving it a shot?
I mean, I'm not going to say, you know, I think every player that's here or every player that plays in the CIF, you know, you're dedicated to this team as long as you can. But if that next level comes up, that's what we're playing for.
Well, and we would wish you luck. I mean, don't ever feel like any of the fans.
Oh, no, I'm very thankful for Salina. You know, they've done more than enough for me and made me feel very comfortable and made me grow as a person. So, you know, I love Salina from the bottom of my heart.
Well, we love you back, man. And this Saturday, I know you're going to do great, and we're going to give it our best, right? Right here at the Tony's Pizza Event Center. Remember, kickoff 6:35 at Tony's Pizza Event Center this Saturday. The Liberty is going to take on the Outlaws, and my man here is going to hopefully block some kicks.
Hey,
I give you this. He's going to give you 150%. That is for sure. So we're going to take a quick break here, and then we'll wrap it up. We're going to bring in one of the owners, Mr. Dan Mendocino, and we'll have a chat with him and see how things are going. And then we'll be right back here in a moment at the alley. AJ's having a beer, having a slice. Come join us.
Peace.
Welcome back to AJ's in the Alley, downtown Salina. My name is Chris Cadle, and we are here at the Coach Heron O'Neal Show, brought to you once again by St. John's Military School Historical Museum and Brooks Liquor, and of course, Modelo and Coors. So feel free to come on down, have a slice, have a beer. I got with me one of the owners, Mr. Dan Mendocino, one of the fine folks that has helped bring Salina Liberty and indoor football back to Salina. So once again, thank you for bringing us something to do.
Good to be here, Chris.
So Dan, first off, I want to say thank you for filling in for me at the last game. I had to, well, I didn't have to. I went out of town on vacation to Disney World with the family, and you so graciously stepped in and took over my job of having the best seat in the house.
Hey, I have a greater appreciation for what you do, Chris. I can tell you. So, but no, it's you get a different perspective where you sit to see the Liberty Nation, the fans, and to really get them riled up. So it was fun. But like I said, it's now we have a greater appreciation for what you do for us.
Well, I truly appreciate it, and like I say, you kind of get a feel for the rush you get from getting them rushed.
Absolutely.
You know, and to be able to watch these guys as much as they've progressed over the last several years and getting to see up close and personal, you know, the plays that get played and the differences between, a lot of people don't understand this, like regular football and indoor football, and how indoor football is it's a fan sport. You know, it is truly a fan sport.
Absolutely.
You got your fans, you know, you get your VIPs here and your like the party pit right up here, but where else are you going to have a ball come flying at you and maybe catch a player?
Or a player. That's
You're going to catch the ball or a player and pop them back up for the touchdown,
No, be able to sit there and to look around. We started this franchise, almost 7 years ago. Of course, the COVID year took one of the seasons away. But, we always said from day one we want to build a championship caliber franchise.
Yeah.
And that's more than just putting talented players on the field. It's, to build the front office, to have the best coach in indoor football. And
you
not
definitely
only,
went out and got that.
That's right. The caliber of players that we have here, and then to see Liberty Nation really, supporting this team. So to sit there and to really kind of take it all in is almost a little overwhelming because, you don't just flip a switch and it happens. So it's been a slow build, and we feel really good about where we're at right now.
Well, the coach and I were talking just a little bit ago about how much it's grown, especially with like the tailgating and just the noisemakers, the fans.
Yeah.
The first season. And I've kind of been involved off and on from pretty much the start. I think season 2 is when I came in. And so just watching the fans progress from just regular people coming in to now they're coming in fully decked out, face painted, pads on. This might as well be an NFL game to these guys. And it truly has become that feel inside the Tony's Pizza Event Center.
We have the greatest fan base in the CIF, hands down. And I'm going to put a challenge out to our Liberty Nation.
Please do.
When Billings pulls into our parking lot, I want to see 25 tailgates going on in the parking lot. So we need to fill that place up. We are playoff ready. If you look at our schedule, Chris, you can say whatever you want about how they made our schedule and gave us the toughest schedule. But you know what? We welcome that because we're ready to play championship caliber football. And when the playoffs hit, I can always tell you Salina Liberty is ready to go.
Well, you definitely don't have to preach to me because I have watched these guys are some of the greatest at overcoming adversity.
That's right.
Not only just with their players getting hurt or losing Tyree to a greater calling, but they've overcome it, and not only just in the long term, but even like I was talking to the coach earlier, is how they're able to take the lesson from the first half of the game, switch it around, and take that second half like a whole new game.
Well, we were talking about it. This is the most adversity we've ever seen as a franchise this year, and I think we handled it quite well. Do we agree with everything that happened? The answer is no, but it's, the fact of the matter is we use that storm to get stronger. And, we love the fact to see Tyree go to the next level, and we love it even more that he's starting now and he's doing so well because that's good for our franchise.
Yes.
And the second thing is to bring in somebody that the talent caliber of Javin. I mean, he has gotten stronger every game, and it's just the tip of the iceberg what we're going to see with him. So I'm really excited to see what he does in the playoffs as well.
I think you kind of got the same feel I did with him. It's watching him and seeing that he's, like Coach said, got time behind these other great players, and somebody like that who was able to soak in that knowledge. And now you put him with Coach Martinez, with Coach O'Neal.
And the confidence is building every week. I mean, we have hands down the best defense in the league, and the defense has helped carry us through some of our rough spots. But our offense is starting to peak at the right time, where a lot of the other seasons or the years we peaked really early and then have had to kind of hold on.
Yeah.
This season's different. We've gone through a lot of adversity, like we talked about. Yep. We've, took us a few weeks to get our offense right, get the right players in here to get the right chemistry. But I'm telling you right now, we're peaking at the right time, and we're building off that momentum.
Well, you've done great at building off that momentum so far. The new quarterback in, we got Tracy Brooks back. You guys have built Trey Griffin, Anthony Love. You got Shaq on the other side of the ball.
And how about D. Ward?
And oh my gosh,
I mean,
hold on, I had some stats on him that Devin left me just from the last game.
It's crazy.
And just looking between, of course, I had to lose it in between.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, he brings not only great talent on the field, but really great leadership in the locker room. A veteran like that in the locker room, you can't replace that. You can't just say, well, someone's talented and he does his speaking on the field. We want that, but we also want great leaders to help bring the young rookies up as well and to get them prepared to, because this is professional football, and every week you got to be ready to go.
And I believe we just had D. Washington on just a little while back. So he's an amazing guy. You can see the leader inside of him, and you can see how much he loves the game.
He's not afraid to talk.
Yeah.
You know, that's the one thing is D.
We should have had him sit in for this.
You know, he can, but you know, he has fun out there, and that's what it's all about. It's you kind of mentioned it. I mean, we of course want to win, but you know, the indoor game is also entertainment, right? And so, you know, our demographics of our fans, we have the guys my age that want to drink some beer and watch some football, but we have a lot of families and young kids that want to interact with the players, get out on the field with some of the games and activities, and just kind of live in that environment. So, you know, it brings a different perspective of football for sure.
And that is definitely something that indoor football has that you don't find in any other sport, is the interaction with the fans.
That's right.
You know, we're bringing them down, playing games. We're involving kids. We're bringing in Boy Scouts. And you guys do so much for the community. I was talking to Coach even earlier, and actually you might be a better person to talk about because I see you at every one of these. I mean, you guys not only just take the money from the business and say, oh, thanks, we'll throw up a banner. No. You guys go out and you support these businesses. You get the community to support them as well.
You know, this is our way of giving back to Salina. All the owners that are involved are all local individuals, businessmen that, you know, we want to do this for the community. You know, and it's taken a while just to get to the point where we're not writing checks every year. But this is a hobby that we want to do right. So, you know, we're excited about where we're at right now, Chris.
Well, I'm definitely excited to see you guys. Playoffs this Saturday at Tony's Pizza Event Center. Kickoff 7:35 against the Billings Outlaws. We're going to see you on the sidelines screaming and yelling. You going to come down with me?
We need the Liberty Nation to come out full strength. So
there you go.
Get your tickets, get your tailgate going, and we'll see you Saturday night.
You've been called out, Liberty Nation, not only by Coach and Shaq. Now Dan here wants to see you guys out. Bring your noisemakers, bring it all, and get on down there. But right now, get on out here to AJ's because we're going to be doing signing autographs and meet and greet with a few of the players right here at AJ's in the alley, downtown Salina. And that's pretty much it. We want to thank you for coming out tonight. And my first time sitting in for Devin Haney.
Well done.
Thank you all for sitting through it with me. And we'll see you hopefully next week after we win this playoff game. Have a good night.